Today, I'm going to interview Mr. Zishan Ejaz. Mr. Zishan Ejaz is the Vice President of Institute of Chartered Accountants Pakistan, and he has an experience, actually 25 years of experience. And along with that, he is a tax partner and he is the head of office management for KPMG office, Lahore. तो आइए चलिए चल के उनसे बात करते हैं. Hello sir, welcome to the show. First of all, I am really glad to have you here. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great.
You're doing good?
Yes.
And how is your day going so far?
Busy day as usual.
Let's start off with the very basic. The basic means about your journey, which is, a very important questions too. So, आपकी journey के बारे में थोड़ा सा पहले बात करते हैं. About your professional journey, how it started off and where have you reached now so far in that journey?
By profession, I'm chartered accountant. So my CA journey started very strangely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like any other boy, my parents wanted me to be a doctor.
Right.
ठीक है. I was in government college.
Right.
FSC किया. कुछ नंबरों से I remained. Couldn't make to medical college.
Yeah, right.
उसके बाद फिर ये किया कि जी अब क्या करें. और frankly speaking शायद वो ज़माना ऐसा था कि 2-3 प्रोफेशन होते थे, मेडिकल, engineering and law.
Right.
तो effectively if you ask me तो समझ ही नहीं आई अब करना क्या.
अब करना क्या. Right.
तो जल्दी से सिर्फ यही ख्याल आया कि ग्रेजुएशन कर लेते हैं. गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में आई गॉट एन एडमिशन इन ग्रेजुएशन. एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड मेडिकल प्रोफेशन से एकदम सिंपल ग्रेजुएशन पे आ जाना, इट वाज अ डिफरेंट एनर्जी एंड डिफरेंट एग्जैक्टली. तो समझ कुछ आ नहीं रही थी करना क्या. घर से भी प्रेशर था. अचानक वन ऑफ अ फ्रेंड ही सेड कि जी एक सीए होता है.
अच्छा, एक सीए होता है.
मैंने कहा अच्छा चलें होता है जी, क्या अब क्या किया जाए. तो पता ये लगा कि जी उन्हीं दिनों में तकरीबन आई थिंक जब ये पता लगा कि ऐड आया हुआ था कोई कि जी एडमिशन टेस्ट होना. एडमिशन टेस्ट की कुछ दिन थे, आई डोंट रिकॉल, बट 2-3 हफ्तों में था.
ठीक है.
दैट फ्रेंड, माई सेल्फ और एक और दोस्त.
सही.
ठीक है. हम तीनों ने फॉर्म जमा करवा दिए. अब फॉर्म्स तो जमा करवा दिए, उसके बाद हमने सोचा कि ठीक है एडमिशन होना है, वहाँ पे करना क्या. वी स्टार्टेड द प्रिपरेशन सीरियसली. हम तीनों वी रिमेंबर उस ज़माने पे ब्रिटिश काउंसिल हुआ करती थी, अमेरिकन सेंटर हुआ करता था. तो हम लोगों ने कॉलेज तो गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज तो कम जाना, हम वहाँ जाके तैयारी तो मेरे ख्याल में आई थिंक हफ्ता तैयारी की. टेस्ट हुआ. जो दोस्त मेरा एडमिशन जिसने मुझे आइडिया दिया था कि ये करो, ठीक है, वो पास नहीं हो सका, मैं पास हो गया. ठीक है. सो मैंने ये कर लिया, वो बिजनेसमैन बन गया. ठीक है. ही इज नॉट इन पाकिस्तान, माशाल्लाह, ही इज डूइंग वेरी गुड. द अदर फ्रेंड ही आल्सो गॉट थ्रू. मैं और वो वी गॉट थ्रू, बट ही प्रेफर्ड मेडिसिन. तो ही इज वन ऑफ वेरी एस्टैब्लिश्ड डॉक्टर नाउ इन लाहौर.
Right.
So that's how I entered into CA profession. Exactly.
और फिर वो चलता. Yes, I mean I did more or less exams, quite not much struggle. मेहनत करनी पड़ी, बहुत करनी पड़ी. But जिस ज़माने में मैंने CA स्टार्ट किया, उस ज़माने में there was, अभी भी वही हाल है, बट जनरली ये कहा जाता था कि इट्स नियरली इम्पॉसिबल टू डू CA, वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट. बहुत डिफिकल्ट समझा जाता है.
सो उसको सामने रखते हुए हुआ ये कि आई रिमेंबर जब हमने CA शुरू किया तो क्वालिफाई करते थे लोग अराउंड 40-38 years of age.
अच्छा, एट द एज ऑफ 40.
एग्जैक्टली. मैं पता नहीं, आई डोंट नो, उस वक्त आई थिंक 19-20 साल का था. ठीक है. सो अब यदि a profession which you have to put in 18 years to get a degree or a qualification, you can imagine. Anyhow, we started it, but Allah ne karam kiya. I qualified at the age of 27-28.
Right.
So it was यानी जो ये कहते हैं कि जी it's very difficult, I believe कि कोई भी profession मुश्किल है, आसान नहीं है. हर एक में मेहनत करनी पड़ती है.
Everywhere.
And CA में भी practically that that
If
is
you're
required.
passionate, you want to do it, तो if you put hard work,
मेहनत
you
करेंगे
can.
तो it's true actually something like that. So
Exactly.
वो हुआ. If you ask me, अब मैं तो I was 28 when I qualified. अब तो माशाल्लाह जो students आ रहे हैं, they are qualifying at the age of 23, 24,
Right.
something. So people are coming in this profession. मेहनत भी कर रहे हैं with more access to the information and knowledge effectively. The profession is also growing.
Yeah, we do have the social media, the AI specifically.
Correct.
Right.
तो वो किया, फिर उसके बाद यानी CA में you have to do training on spot within organization.
Right.
ठीक है, that's generally 3 या 4 साल की होती है. तो वो किया, उसके लिए I got entrance in KPMG. I started as a student.
सही. Actually, you started as a student KPMG.
I started
That's
as a student
great.
back in 96. 2000 में मेरे articles ख़त्म हुए. I joined them as an employee.
So at that time, did you think that there will be a time that you're actually going to be a partner at with KPMG?
Well, if you ask me, उस ज़माने में, to tell you the truth,
Yeah, of course.
no. Because actually, if you ask me, before my completion of articles, I was not in the mood to actually continue with the firm.
Right. I get it.
देखें, CA profession में there are 2 regimes. One is the firm,
Right.
you stays in the firm. Other one is you get a job in industry, in corporate entities like
Right.
banks or certain organizations. So I was under the perception, mind frame, मेरा इरादा ये था कि I'll go to that. But somehow I think इंसान सोचता कुछ और है, अल्लाह ने लिखा होता है.
कुछ और होता है.
And कुछ चीज़ों पे इंसान को ना थोड़ा सा देखना चाहिए कि how the things are going. अल्लाह उसको चला रहा है, तो you should give
You
that,
must be,
you
yeah.
should consider it differently.
Accept it the way it is.
Yeah. So I believe I continued with KPMG, got
Right.
qualified in
Right.
the very beginning of a career, became partner in 2009, January.
Right.
Yes, exactly. It's been
been-
how
it's been
many
a
years?
long
15,
time. It's been a
15
long time.
years being a
Yeah,
partner
15
almost, and with KPMG almost 28 years. That's more than half of my life.
Half of
Exactly.
your life, of course. And this is a very long journey, mashallah.
Yeah, exactly.
चूंकि अब KPMG की बात हो ही रही है, तो let's talk a little bit about KPMG. What actually is KPMG? पहले उस पे आते हैं, and then your role in KPMG, फिर उस पे बात करें.
Well, KPMG, it's a professional firm which deals in auditing, tax, and advisory services.
Right.
It's one of the big 4 global firm internationally. Pakistan mein we exist in all 3 cities like Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi.
Right.
And we do provide services when it comes to taxation, audit, and advisory. And I think we have grown phenomenally over last I would say 10-12 years, you can say. So
Right.
in Pakistan's perspective, we are again in the top firms of Pakistan
Of course.
provide these services in that areas.
Of course. Let's talk about your role at KPMG. As you said, you specific taxation, right?
Yeah.
तो उसके हवाले से थोड़ी सी बात.
Acha, taxation. Yes, I started my career as an employee in taxation. And I believe, I still believe, there has to be a change in what you want to do. There has to be a goal. So I started with taxation. Still, taxation is there. But during the time period, what I started doing is started innovating. So adding new things, because this is very important to keep you motivated, doing something new, targeting something
Creating new
Yes,
something,
exactly. Otherwise, to bahut aasan hai na. If you are sitting in an organization with seniority, you will start growing stuff like that. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
But I believe another area to look at it is start thinking about new ideas.
That's right.
Which are practically possible. Taxation is there. I've been dealing with advisory part, some little bit corporate structuring area, back office, shared services. So these are the different lines which added in the role over last 15 years. Every 4-5 years, something new.
Right, you varied and
Yeah,
added on to
exactly.
that.
Presently, I'm the office management partner in Lahore.
Right.
So administration is one of the role I take care of KPMG Lahore, other than my speciality in tax. So that has been more or less.
That's great. चूंकि you are the vice president in ICAP too, तो उसके बारे में भी थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं अपनी उस जर्नी के हवाले से थोड़ा सा.
Actually, that's also very interesting. I contested elections of the ICAP 3 years back.
Right.
And somehow, frankly speaking, by the support of Allah and by the support of my members,
Right.
I got elected.
Right.
And it's something different and new for me, being in a firm throughout, non-political role and stuff like that. But being in ICAP, getting into elections and being elected also, that I got through. Presently, I'm the vice president of the institute, and if you ask me, the journey so far have been very interesting. The beautiful part is that I got the opportunity to meet the members very frequently. I'm loving it. Hear their thoughts, their concerns, their suggestions. These are all our very important point.
अच्छा थोड़ा अपना ICAP की जर्नी के हवाले से बताएगा that you're the vice president over there. So how that happened and how was it?
ICAP, that's also interesting journey so far, and very learning journey. I contested the elections 3 years back. I got elected, but by the support of Allah and my friends and my members actually. And since then, when I actually get into the institute, being one of the elected members, I feel, I really felt that it created a connect between me and my members.
Right.
And not only the members, but also the students who are into the process of becoming a chartered accountant.
Right. So you get to connect with them too.
Yes. So if you ask me, I'm actually loving it, being there with them.
That's great.
Talking to them, discussing with them. They have great ideas.
Right.
Okay, so thinking and about what their ideas are and trying to implement those ideas. This is very important. Being there as their elected representative,
Right.
you should be connected with your voters. That's very
Right.
important.
With the voters too.
Exactly. Sometimes, I mean, there is a possibility that you might not be able to implement that thing. Could be a reason. What I learned being connected with the members is that if you are not able to implement that, they listen to your point of view.
Right.
Rationally decide that.
Right,
So
right,
that's, I mean, if you ask me, I'm really loving it, whether it's policy making, whether it's connectivity with my members, whether it's connectivity with the students, whether it's connectivity with the regulators.
Yeah.
So
You're loving every aspect.
I'm loving it, and I mean, people do ask me because of that role. My traveling has increased many times. Many times. I think I'm seldom in Lahore. Either in different cities, could be Islamabad, Karachi. Last week I was in Peshawar. Prior to that I was in Quetta. So, but I think because I'm enjoying it. So, if your question that how I am progressing, I'm actually loving it.
You just talked about the connectivity with the students too.
Correct.
तो उसके बारे में थोड़ी सी बात करते हैं कि how do you feel it when you get connected to them? In a way, do you see that do you see yourself in them के अच्छा जब मैं actually you were at that stage and do I feel to be like the same उसी तरह से enthusiast और यही चीज़ें यही ideas? Do you get that feeling?
Achha, I have a different point of view. Generally we perceive the same way which you just narrated.
Yeah, right.
ठीक है, मेरा point of view ये है, the generation जिनकी आप बात कर रहे हैं, they have access to the information which we never thought of. ठीक है, so they are thinking a lot better than what I was thinking 30 years back.
Right.
Exactly. Their decision making power and ability is far ahead as compared to my decision making power 30 years back. यानी मेरे पास तो क्या गिन के 2 अखबार आते थे, 2 चैनल चलते थे, दैट वाज ऑल. ठीक, सो उसमें से डिसीजन करना, व्हेन यू डोंट हैव एन इंफॉर्मेशन, लेस इंफॉर्मेशन, डिसीजन मेकिंग इज ईजियर.
this is so right ना, इससे भी ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं हो गया?
So effectively that shows how comparatively upscaled they are as compared to us. So coming to your question, that's why I love interacting with them.
Because you get to learn too.
Yes, they ask you questions. The energy is there. They are motivated, and they question you, by the way. And you need to be very much careful to answer their questions, because in any case, they are more accessible to the information as compared to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So आप तो अपने बच्चों को अब वो जवाब नहीं दे सकते जो practically हमारे वालिदैन हमें कभी जवाब दे दिया करते थे.
Because it's not relatable. The time has changed, era has changed. It's a technology era.
So it's beautiful, and I believe whether it's chartered accountancy or ultimately our nation as a whole, देखें, again वही बात है कि 60% of the population is less than 30 years of age.
Right.
That's a very important fact.
Yes.
The most important part we'll have to do is to channelize them, to put them in a track where they can actually contribute positively towards the growth of the nation.
Yeah,
that's the important part. वो हमें कर देना चाहिए. बाकी वो हमारे से बहुत ज़्यादा अक्लमंद.
बाकी उन पे छोड़ दें.
Yes.
So how do you see them in future in this industry?
Chartered accountancy or corporate? Chartered accountancy. I think, especially when I visited cities like Quetta, Peshawar, I'm planning to be in Gilgit, Hunza next week, and talking about other cities, Faisalabad, Multan, Sialkot, Gujranwala. Now there is a great influx coming in from the college in this profession.
Right.
I believe that's going to be really good. The reason, the students who are coming in, their intellect level is very high, and additionally in the syllabus we are making sure the technology part comes in. Exactly.
Right,
so
of course.
The chartered accountant 5 years, 6 years, 7 years or 10 years down the road, they are not going to be a typical accounting person. They are going to be a good tech savvy also.
Right.
So it's going to be a different breed, a lot better, a lot sharpened. And if you ask me, we are in the news syllabus, we are introducing a case study which would help students to understand how to come up to a solution in a difficult circumstances.
Yeah, right.
Come up with structuring part. So more onto developing a business and taking business to the new heights. So effectively, it's not going to be primarily accounting part. It would be structuring, advisory. It would be a more diversified role.
Yeah. Leadership.
Yeah, exactly.
So you must be feeling very happy to know that too, na? That future is going to be great.
Exactly, I'm loving it.
Yeah, right. And any, क्योंकि अब बात हो रही है ना chartered accountant के वाले से, any advice do you feel like that you need to give, or whatever you feel like on your end you want to say to them, whosoever wants to join this industry?
हाँ जी, एक तो जनरल परसेप्शन है अबाउट चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के जी इट्स डिफ़िकल्ट, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, बहुत टाइम लग जाता. उसकी मैं बड़ी सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि अब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट 22, 23, 24 साल का बच्चा बन रहा है. ठीक है, दिस इज़ अ नॉर्मल एज फॉर एनी प्रोफेशन. सो हाउ कुड वी से कि जी आई कैप बच्चा पास नहीं करता या क्वालिफाई नहीं करता. ठीक है, सो दैट्स being addressed. Other part which I believe is important ke now the students are coming into the profession by choice.
Right.
So
rather than by chance,
by luck or whatever. Exactly. So for the CA profession, that's going to be an important. For the students, the important part is when it comes to chartered accountancy, आपको focus करना है chartered accountancy के ऊपर. You can't be कि ये नहीं होगा तो मैं ये कर लूँगा. दिस इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन वट एवर प्रोफेशन यू चूज़. ठीक है, स्पेशली इन चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी. यू विल हैव टू गिव टाइम, यू विल हैव टू स्टडी, यू विल हैव टू बी फोकस्ड ऑन दैट थिंग. अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज, एक चीज़ बहुत क्लियर है, जब आप मेहनत करते हैं यू आर थ्रू.
एग्जैक्टली वो एक बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन है, सब कहते हैं बहुत डिफिकल्ट है ना.
Yes, yes,
तो
yes.
इसको तो आप प्लीज एड्रेस कर
No
दें, बच्चों
way.
को
No way.
आइडिया हो जाए.
It's very clear whenever you put an effort, complete the course. मैं जनरली बच्चों को क्या एडवाइस करता हूँ कि जी एक चीज़, सिलेबस पूरा करना है.
राइट.
ठीक है.
राइट.
सेकेंडली, पेपर पूरा देना है, अटेम्प्ट करना है.
राइट.
आई मीन हाउ कुड अ पर्सन एक्सपेक्ट कि जी अगर वो 75% अटेम्प्ट करके आया है और उसमें से 50 कर लेगा,
तो यू आर पास.
तो कंपेयर इट टू अ स्टूडेंट who has attempted 100%,
Completely.
उसकी probability obviously ज़्यादा है to get through. So complete 100% paper, complete 100% syllabus, and the more important part is give your time to the profession. आपका focus होगा, mind frame positive होगा, तो automatically you get through.
You don't have to go through then that phase कि जिसमें आप कह रहे होते हैं अच्छा मेरे से क्लियर नहीं हो रहा या कुछ.
मैं वो जनरली कहता हूँ सीए के लिए कश्तियाँ जला के आनी पड़ेंगी. इफ़ यू थिंक कि जी मैं ये नहीं करूँगा तो मैं कुछ और कर लूँगा, देन फिर आप कुछ और ही करते हैं.
या क्योंकि माइंडसेट पहले बना होता है ना, फिर आप कुछ और ही करते हैं.
एग्जैक्टली. तो सीए इज अ फुल टाइम जॉब. ठीक है. एंड द ब्यूटी अबाउट it is perhaps the only profession or one of the only professions in Pakistan which gives you not only a recognition and but also financial stability. It's one of the yes.
अब तो मुझे लगता है सारे कंसर्न हो जाएंगे. You can see it, financial stability मिलती है इससे.
Exactly.
So but of course hard work is there.
Hard work is there. Exactly.
Of course. Let's dig into your personal life a little bit. थोड़ा सा उसके वाले से भी बात करते हैं. A little bit. सबसे पहले तो another basic question. We're going to start with a very basic question. कि how actually do you manage your life? How do you keep a balance? Because I feel it's when you are at a higher position, becomes really difficult for you to balance your personal life and also your work. So how do you do it? And are you able to do it?
अच्छा, देखें दो चीज़ें. Your questions are one is the work life. And the other one is your family life.
Yeah.
Exactly. As far as work life is concerned, when I actually got into ICAP,
right,
and being responsible to my being an elected person, you'll have to be publicly available. You'll have to give more time. So considering that thing, I somehow developed a team.
Right.
I have learned from my seniors in delegation and developing a team. So effectively, as far as managing the work is concerned, I definitely am not able to give that much time to my work because of my ICAP's commitment. But there comes my team who is managing things and they are managing very well. As far as my family life is concerned, this is interesting. If you ask me, generally इस सवाल का जवाब ये होता है कि जी हम ये कर लेते हैं, हम वो कर लेते हैं, ये कर लेते हैं.
मुझे लगता है थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है बैलेंस करना.
मेरे ख्याल में देयर इज नो परफेक्ट सोल्यूशन.
राइट. दिस इज राइट टू. ऑफ कोर्स
इफेक्टिवली अगर आप कहते हैं कि जी आप मैनेज कर लेते हैं, नहीं हो सकता.
दैट्स राइट.
अगर आप कहते हैं कि मैनेज नहीं कर रहे, वो भी सही नहीं है, बिकॉज एवरीबडी इज मैनेजिंग समथिंग. अल्टीमेटली इफ यू आस्क मी, इसमें जो मुझे समझ आती है कि अल्टीमेटली इट्स योर फैमिली जो कि इफ दे आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू योर करियर, देन यू कैन से इट्स इज मैनेजिंग. दे विल हैव टू. देखें अल्टीमेटली मैं आप जो मर्जी कह लूँ कि जी मैं ये करता हूँ, मैं वो करता हूँ, वो करता हूँ, आई सिटिंग हियर एट दिस पोजिशन, आई अल्टीमेटली हैव टू गिव टाइम टू माई प्रोफेशनल कमिटमेंट्स. ठीक है, 24 घंटे होते हैं. ठीक है, 24 घंटे में से ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं कि मैं सब चीज़ों को कर लूँ. सो यू विल हैव टू पिक एंड चूज. नंबर 1, आपको अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में से कुछ टाइम निकाल के उसको भूल जाना पड़ता है.
थोड़ा सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ता है.
थोड़ा करना पड़ता है. आप यानी इफ़ यू डू जिम और स्टफ लाइक दैट, यू विल हैव टू मैनेज दैट. आप दोस्तों के साथ जाते हैं, यू विल हैव टू मैनेज दैट. सो दैट्स वन पार्ट. देन कम्स योर फैमिली. अल्टीमेटली बच्चों के साथ, फैमिली के साथ, यू विल हैव टू गो आउट. नहीं,
थोड़ा सा वहाँ से भी आपको करना
ठीक है, लेट आना, ठीक है। सो आई बिलीव पहले हिस्से में आपके दोस्त, आपकी फैमिली, दे कंट्रीब्यूट टू योर सक्सेस, दैट्स एन इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट। आप मैनेज उनके बगैर कर ही नहीं सकते, और ये सिर्फ आप नहीं मैनेज कर रहे होते, सारे मिल के मैनेज कर रहे होते हैं, दैट्स द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट।
आई टोटली एग्री टू यू, अदरवाइज शायद आपके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है मैनेज करना, एंड हैट्स ऑफ टू देम कि वो सपोर्ट कर रहे होते हैं, दिस इज वेयर यू आर समवेयर वेयर एवर यू आर, तो आप फिर वहाँ पे पहुँचते हैं, व्हिच इज सो राइट। थोड़ा सा अपनी हॉबीज़ के हवाले से बताइए, जैसे बताए थे जिम, सो यू मस्ट बी डूइंग द जिम, उसके अलावा व्हाट एक्चुअली यू लाइक एंड व्हाट यू डू इन योर स्पेयर टाइम?
हॉबीज़ इंटरेस्टिंगली अब तो हॉबी पता नहीं कोई रह गई है कि नहीं रह गई लेकिन यस, बीइंग हार्डकोर लाहौरी, मैंने पतंगबाजी भी की हुई है और बहुत की हुई है, ठीक है। सो एक ज़माने में दैट वाज माय हॉबी, यूज्ड टू बी वेरी एक्टिव देयर। फिर पढ़ाई, फिर पतंगबाजी ख़त्म हो गई ठीक है, एंड बट यस आई हैव बीन इनटू स्पोर्ट्स फॉर एजेस। आई थिंक कॉलेज के ज़माने से ही आई हैव बीन प्लेइंग स्क्वॉश, बीच में कुछ छोड़ के बैडमिंटन शुरू कर दी, एंड अगर मेरी बेगम सुन रही होगी तो शादी के तीसरे दिन मैं बैडमिंटन खेलने चला गया था हाँ, हमारा एक दोस्तों का कोर्ट हुआ
करता था। That's how much you love badminton.
हाँ, exactly. We used to do that. हमने एक बाकायदा कोर्ट बनाया हुआ था, बैडमिंटन कोर्ट। वहाँ पे we were so crazy about it कि लाइट जाती थी तो गाड़ियों की खड़ी करके लाइट्स ऑन करके we used to play that. That was the craze at that time. So badminton played, then I had that tennis elbow issue, तो फिर दोबारा मैं स्क्वॉश में आ गया। सही है। अभी कुछ आई कैप की मसरूफियत और दूसरी मसरूफियत की वजह से somehow पिछले 4-6 महीने से आई एम नॉट इनटू दिस। लास्ट वीक आई डिड प्ले, आई लव्ड इट, बट दैट्स व्हाट इट इज।
हाउ योर टिपिकल डे लुक्स लाइक एट वर्क? पहले हम वर्क की बात करेंगे, देन वी गोना टॉक अबाउट लाइक ऑफ डेज, अगर यू हैव लाइक फुल ऑफ डे तो उसमें व्हाट यू डू। सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट वर्क फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, कि क्या होता है आपके पूरे दिन सुबह से लेकर शाम तक?
वर्क तो जी इट्स ऑल प्लान्ड जनरली, एंड इट्स प्लान्ड डेज बिफोर। बल्कि अगर मेरा तो शायद आई बिलीव इन वन थिंग कि अगर दिन में एक मीटिंग आधा घंटा ओवर रन हो गई है ना, या समहाउ मिसमैनेज हो गई हो, सो द होल डे
balance खराब हो जाता है।
that's actually happens.
Right.
So I generally try to have a work day, a properly disciplined, all planned, times के हिसाब से and stuff like that. वो अपना होता है because of my traveling office ज़रा कम आना होता है, even if I'm in Lahore, तो office के साथ I generally prefer to go and meet my clients and their premises, ठीक है। शाम को I mean generally I prefer कि शाम 5 बजे के बाद अगर किसी क्लाइंट से मीटिंग करनी है तो किसी कैफ़े में आराम से बैठ के गपशप लगा के अच्छे माहौल में कंफर्टेबल एनवायरनमेंट करें, तो that's something that I've been doing exactly.
Right. And if you have a day off, first of all, do you have a day off? Did you get the chance to?
I mean, exactly. I don't recall that.
I get it. But if it is, so how is it then?
Day off, if it is, then मैं नींद पूरी करता हूँ
Right.
Then मैं नींद पूरी करता हूँ, and now I've been trying कि जी either I go with my kids, मूवी शूवी देखने चले जाते हैं,
right.
ठीक है, वो कर लेते हैं बच्चों के साथ, play some game, something
try
like
to
that.
spend time with them.
So, हाँ, exactly, something like that.
And do you read books? Like,
बहुत कम,
कभी अगर
बहुत कम, टाइम भी नहीं मिलता, वो टैक्स की किताबें पढ़ के ही होता है, बट येस दैट्स समथिंग, इफ यू आस्क मी, दैट्स एन एरिया आई एम लैकिंग presently. I'm trying to get more into listening to the books.
Yeah, so it's the same.
Exactly,
it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Now you know the era has changed. So
I think drive करते हुए you just
e-books.
Yes, e-books.
And any book or anything that you've recently listened to, or you feel like this is something that everybody should listen to too.
अच्छा, अब that's another part also. ये I don't know, but since ages, whether you talk about movies, whether you talk about books. मैं मूवी भी देख के आता हूँ तो I forget the name.
भूल जाता
मुझे सारा कुछ याद होता है,
Right.
but it's difficult to recollect the names, whether it's books or whether it's
So it's just like for
मुझे उसमें से चीजें याद रह जाती हैं.
yeah, right.
Exactly. But if you ask me कि कौन सी किताब देखी या something,
I get it.
या
So
movie
it's just
देखी.
like for a time being, na, you go, you enjoy, and that's it. It's
Yes,
just like
exactly.
Okay, we can talk about podcast then. कोई favorite podcast होती होगी, maybe relevant to chartered accountant or anything relevant to इसी के हवाले से कुछ, or anything you feel like this is something that everybody should listen to.
हाँ, वो generally because यानी somehow कुछ चीजें for your own life, you listen to that thing and you feel whether it's even related to work-life balance, for example,
Yeah.
or whether it's hardcore related to your work, how to defend certain thing, a tough client, how to manage a tough client, stuff.
So you read such stuff?
I mean, I ये चीजें मुझे याद रह जाती हैं.
Right.
ठीक है. How to manage your team. ठीक है. How to develop a team.
Okay, let's talk about that now. How to manage your team. We really want to get insight from you, actually.
Acha, this is important part. To manage a team, you'll have to have a personal connect with the team.
Right.
ठीक है. I believe your team member should be comfortable enough to discuss even real personal things with you. Then you are a team.
Right.
ये जो disconnect होता है ना, वहाँ problem होती है. When it comes to the boss and the subordinate, अगर ये सर पे सवार हो जाए ना, then there is no team.
Right.
ठीक है. So I believe when it comes to delivery, executing things, yes, you have those positions, manager, senior manager, director, subordinate and everything. But the important part is इसको सर पे नहीं चढ़ाना चाहिए. And there has to be a total, I would say, realistic sharing of point of views. If you are a senior and the other person is sharing something, you should hear that,
Right.
because it's not necessarily always you are right. The word of wisdom
that's
can
right.
come from anywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
So that intent and that mind frame has to be there. That's important part. The other thing is when you get into discussions with your team, this is very important. They open up only that time.
When you have a discussion.
Yes, exactly. अगर तो आपने वो क्या करना है, डिक्टेटरशिप लेके आनी है, ये कर दो,
फिर
तो उसका दो नुकसान होते हैं. Number one, there is no team. You are not helping developing of a team also. आप उसको यानी आपके जो भी colleague है who is reporting to you, आप उसको डेवलप भी नहीं कर रहे, प्रोफेशनली डेवलप नहीं कर रहे. Instead of doing that, you can ask them, यार, what about this is the problem? I think, what's your thought on that? Do some research. He'll share his point of view. I generally sometimes have been, when it comes to structuring part, this is a very somehow innovative part.
Yeah.
So whenever we are doing some project like that, so I used to ask my team, think about the most stupid idea.
Right.
Think anything, just come up with something.
So that they can also be comfortable with you.
Exactly. And sometimes when it comes to innovation and everything, those stupid ideas are actually not stupid.
Yeah.
It gives you a hint of thinking about a different way.
Yeah, another perspective.
Exactly.
Basically.
So I believe, you need to be very open with the team. You need to compensate your team. You need to appreciate your team.
Yeah, appreciation is another important
That is another part. And obviously, when it comes to the team, if a person is not delivering, you'll have to be open up.
Yeah, that you're not delivering.
And that's the issue.
Yeah, right.
It should not be a one-way traffic.
Right.
You should be sharing your realistic thoughts about the person to him.
Right.
If you are not sharing him, you are not actually helping him.
So that person has to do it, and you're also supposed to do the same.
Correct.
So it's like, so this is one thing, and one thing you said that open up, have a discussion, and the other thing that you have to listen.
Correct.
And is there any other quality, leadership quality, you feel like there should be in a person to be at the point where you are right now?
You should be open to learning always.
Right.
I mean, the moment you
As a
close
leader
your
too.
mind,
Right.
the moment you close your mind, that would be a dead stop, frankly speaking. And I believe I have came across my seniors who are at the height of their profession.
Right.
I'm lucky that I've been trying to learn a lot of things from them. And if you ask me, I'm lucky. The reason being they have been guiding me.
Right.
It's a blessing that you have a senior or a teacher who actually thinks positively about you and he guides you.
Yeah, that's the
Nobody
most.
has a time.
You are actually nothing without a mentor. It's like you would be there, but maybe directionless.
Correct. So this is important part.
So it's great having a conversation with you. First of all, thank you so much for your time. और secondly, it's lovely having an insight of your life and also जो आपने चीज़ें बताई ना, I've learned from them and of course I feel like that you guys must have learned that too. तो बहुत शुक्रिया आपके टाइम का and इंशाल्लाह आपसे मुलाकात होगी at some other place. Till then, take care of yourself and keep watching Meet the CEO only on Discover Pakistan.